County government under the 2010 Constitution are charged with the responsibility of providing early childhood development education and technical and vocational education training. These devolved subsectors of education are important in laying foundation for children education and instilling practical skills for self-employment, respectively. Among key highlights in this subsector include construction of over 400 ECD classrooms and adoption of a new technology of expand polystyrene in construction, and this has seen construction costs and time reduced by 30%.
We realize the importance of education in transforming the lives of young people. Then we want to say that education is a place we want to invest. We want to give our children the best education ever. Somebody once said that if you want to invest for 3 months, invest in cabbages. If you want to invest for 1 year, invest in maize. If you want to invest for 10 years, invest in trees. But if you want to invest for life, you invest in the education of our children. For us, we consider education not as a luxury. It is a responsibility we owe to the people of Nzoia. It is a responsibility we owe to the children of Nzoia, and we will do everything possible to make sure that we give them the best education that they deserve, so that through education we can transform our society. Considering Nzoia is the home of all Kenyans, we can embrace diversity if we embrace education.
Currently, we have an enrollment of 43,606 pupils across the county in ECD centers at 2 levels, both at level 1 and level 2, as per the new curriculum. This enrollment has since doubled compared to what we had in 2015. In 2015, across the county, in public institutions, we had 21,305 pupils in all the ECD centers. We have a total of 394 registered public ECD centers in the county. In terms of staffing, we have 787 caregivers in these particular centers, with a deficit of 776 caregivers or teachers for that matter. On this, the department has also made arrangements and worked out the staffing needs based on the conventional or standard teacher-pupil ratio at this particular level of learning, and we have already submitted our requisition to the Department of Public Service Management.
We are happy that the national government has also put money in the polytechnics so that we can well equip them, and even now make it even free for our people, for our students to join the polytechnics in partnership with the national government.
Kwa majina ni Esther Cherotich. Ninafunza shule ya chekechea ya Maisambu ECD. Idadi ya wanafunzi ni 75. Darasa ya top class niko na wanafunzi 33, na darasa ya middle class niko na wanafunzi 42. Mbeleni tulikuwa tunatumia darasa la fundi ambalo halikuwa limekamilika. Hapa sasa hizi tumeweza kufaulu na tuko katika darasa ambalo limejengwa na County Government of Nzoia. Bado tunaona kuna changamoto nyingi ambazo tumeuona. Darasa ni safi, iko na hewa nzuri. Pia inachukua idadi ya wanafunzi kuanzia 30 hadi 40. Vile vile watoto wanaweza kukaa vizuri darasani na kuandika vyema.
Regarding the vocational training, I'm doing 25 vocational training polytechnics, or what we want to call them so, in every ward, one per ward. And right now, most of them have been complete. A few have run into problems of contractors, but a number of them are operational. We have equipped a number of them, and we are continuing to equip others. We believe that is a major step for this county, because skills are really required amongst our youth for job creation.
We have a total of 29 vocational training centers in the county, distributed across the 5 sub-counties in this particular county. In terms of enrollment, our current enrollment across the 29 vocational centers is 2,497 trainees, up from 1,347 in 2014. In terms of staffing, we have 96 instructors across the 29 vocational training centers. This is not adequate. We managed to hire a few, but this number is not adequate. We have a deficit as per our current analysis of 114 instructors. In these particular vocational training centers, we over 11 trades. I'll just mention but a few of them. We over motor vehicle technology. We also over building technology, hairdressing and beauty therapy, carpentry and joinery, fashion design, metal processing, agribusiness, electrical and electronics engineering, ICT, among other trades. In terms of student distribution across the trades, I'll say it is fairly distributed. However, there are some trades that seem to be a little bit popular than others, and these include fashion design and dressmaking, beauty therapy and hairdressing, and then motor vehicle mechanics. These seem to be the most popular courses across our institutions in the county. Now, the government has put in place a number of strategies since devolution began in 2013, and one of it has centered mainly on infrastructure. Over the last 6 years, the county government has constructed in all the vocational training centers at least a twin workshop for purposes of promoting practicals in the institutions. At the same time, the government has also invested heavily on tools and equipment. And this particular equipment are quite modern equipment, what can be described as state-of-the-art equipment that support all the trades that we are providing. The only challenge we are facing, especially in a few of the institutions, is lack of electrical power. Most of these particular equipment are power driven, and for that reason, where there is no electricity, that seems to be a challenge. But we are working closely with the ward leadership through the offices of the members of county assemblies to see to it that they help us in connecting these particular institutions to power so that the equipment are fully operationalized. In terms of teaching learning materials, we regularly provide that. It may not be adequate to cover the entire year, but we regularly provide that, especially at the beginning of every financial year. We see to it that procurement is done and the teaching learning materials for purposes of practicals are provided for in these particular institutions, and that has been the norm in each of the financial years.
Nasomea mechanic Na mimi napenda kushukuru sana county kwa sababu mtu kama mimi niliweza kupata C minor. Sasa pesa kwenda kama university hanye singemeka. Sasa lakini wameniletea hapa hivi na training, mimi naona itanifaidi sana. Naona nikitoka hapa nitakuwa naweza kuundia watu magari, na itanisaidia hata mimi kupata hata fedha. Na hata mambo kama wizi vijana wengi tutaepuka. Kwa sababu unajua tukua idol, tutaamua tuende tukue wezi. Sababu unajua lakini vile wametuletea training hapa hivi, tunaona iko sawa. Vijana wengi tuta improve na maisha itakuwa sawa.
Nafanya course ya hairdressing and beauty and fashion designer, na hatimaye nikimaliza kosi hii nitapata mafanikio mbele.
Mimi ni mwanafunzi wa Chodim Vocational Center. Niko kwa department ya ushonaji. Katika upande ya ushonaji kweli imetuokoa sisi. Ni miujiza ya ajabu na ni baraka. Kwa sababu tangu Kenya ipate uhuru, sasa hivi ni mwaka ya 53, hatujaiona maneno kama haya. Lakini sasa kwa upande ya sisi wasichana, pengine vijijini tungezaa watoto tukue chakari. Lakini wakati shule ilikuja, sasa imetung'arisha na imetufaidisha pakubwa sana. Na watu wanatoka mbali mbali.
Now, from this particular brief, I can conclude that the future for both vocational training in this particular county and early childhood education is very bright, bearing in mind that the basic infrastructure, teaching, learning materials, and equipment are in place. Staffing is also in place, and we have plans to make additional staff, to procure additional staff as we progress over the years.
The Elimu Bursary Fund, for instance, was established in 2013 in order to support needy students, and 30% of it goes to the vocational training centers. Since its inception, the fund has so far received close to 348 million shillings, benefiting 30,000 students in youth polytechnics, colleges, and universities.
We're giving bursaries to enable youth who are not unable to go through schools, giving bursaries both secondary schools and a few university and a few for technical.
In addition, the Department of Education procured 10 interlocking brick-making machines for use in vocational training centers and public schools. These machines have significantly cut down on the cost of construction in the county.
In 2013, the county government also procured interlocking brick-making machines with a view of lowering costs of construction, since at that particular time, most of the institutions, both the ECD centers and the vocational training centers, were lacking behind in infrastructure. And with the cost of construction being so high, it was thought wise that we procure interlocking bricking machines to bring down the cost of a production, since we would be able to produce soil stabilized blocks for purposes of constructing classes.
Nataka niulimbikize shukrani kwa gavana wa kaunti yetu ya Nzoia kwa kutupatia teknolojia mpya ambaye yeye pia katika pitapita zake za safari za huko nje amepata kutupatia kitu kizuri sana katika eneo hili. Teknolojia hii imenipunguzia wakati wa kujenga chumba hili cha kukulia, na pia imenikatia costs za kutumia. Cost imekatwa kabisa. Hela hizo zile tumetumia si nyingi kulingana na vile tungelifanya bila hiyo teknolojia. Darasa tumejengea siku 3, darasa moja, chumba cha kukulia tumejengea siku 4. Na sasa liko tayari.
Tumefanya kazi kwa muda mfupi zaidi, kwa muda wa siku 4 ama wiki moja, tukaweza kuwa na matofali 10,000 na tukaweza kuchenga kwa muda huo mfupi. Kazi hii imekuwa rahisi kwa muda na imekuwa pia rahisi kwa upande wa fedha, imekata cost by half. Mpaka pahali ambapo imefikia kwa sasa, tumetumia takriban shilingi 675. Pia nimetumia mashine hii kujenga madarasa mawili. Nimejenga madarasa ambayo tuko hapa mbele na imechukua tu siku 3 na tukaweza kusimamisha madarasa mawili kwa muda mfupi sana.